They say the sea is as near to another world as we'll ever come. Home to between 50 and 80% of all life on Earth, beneath the waves there are things we wouldn't believe existed if we hadn't seen them with our own eyes. That includes the biggest animal to have ever lived on the planet. In our myths and legends, colossal sea creatures are malicious, man-eating monsters.
Oh my gosh, Micah! Oh my gosh!
But in reality, some of the ocean's biggest beasts are as chill as they come. Size matters, at least it does to us. So on this episode of Deep Blue Discovery, we're all about the marine world's gentle giants. We're talking humpback whales, whale sharks, and something much bigger than both. You're about to find out what we know and what we don't know about the Deep Blue's big boys. This is Deep Blue Discovery. The blue whale, the largest animal to have ever existed. Yet we still know relatively little about them. That's why scientists are using drones like this to learn more about their ecology and behavior. On this occasion, researchers were collecting whale snot, and believe it or not, this kind of thing isn't unusual. The way scientists tell the age of a blue whale, for example, is by studying their earwax. Often as long as 2 semi-trailers and weighing in at 200 tons, these animals would have dwarfed most, if not all, of the dinosaurs. Because they're so large, they can eat 4 tons of food, mainly krill, in a single day. They communicate across vast distances and have one of the loudest calls in the animal kingdom, something you can listen to now. These low-frequency vocalizations can be recorded from more than 500 miles away, but given the right conditions, scientists think blue whales might be able to hear each other 1,000 miles apart. There's a lot more to learn about these incredible creatures. They were nearly exterminated in the 19th century, and with things like fishing nets and vessel strikes among the primary threats to their survival, they are still endangered. Fortunately, conservation efforts are bolstering their numbers, and blue whales are geographically diverse. These gentle giants can still be found in small numbers in most of the world's waters. While blue whales can be found in most of the world's oceans, these guys can be found in all of them. On average, they're about half the size of a blue, but at 50 feet in length, humpback whales are one of the ocean's gentle giants. These animals share many characteristics with their larger cousins, in that they're awesome communicators and eat huge quantities of food every day. One of the things humpbacks are exclusively famous for is a unique hunting style. These beautiful patterns are the product of what's called bubble net feeding. This example captured off the Shetland Islands. When humpbacks feed near the surface, they often work as a team, deploying this tactic to catch plankton, krill, or small fish. It involves the whales blowing bubbles just beneath the surface. The bubbles act as a kind of net, squeezing their prey into a tight area. This makes it easier to eat in large volumes. When the net's ready, one of the whales will sound the feeding call. They'll then open their mouths, swim upwards, and feast on the trapped fish.
That was a bubble net feed.
The throat grooves you can see on all humpback whales allow them to open their mouths as wide as possible, maximizing the amount of food they can eat in one go. Perhaps most interestingly, bubble net feeding is not thought to be instinctive behavior. It's taught and learned. And not all humpback whale pods know how to do it. Humpback whales don't always live in pods and tend to be quite solitary, but the relationship between mother and calf is something quite special. Off the coast of Tonga, a newborn humpback takes its first breaths, and you can already see that special bond emerging. Mothers nurse their calves for a year, and in that time the baby will double in size. But it takes a lot longer than that for a humpback to reach adulthood. Calves don't stop growing for a decade. Humpback whales are very tourist friendly, and divers have captured some extraordinary encounters on camera. Their method of communication is also what we would all associate with whale song.
Oh my gosh!
For whale watchers expecting a real show, these gentle giants tend to deliver too. Their breaching is second to none. Largely due to whaling, humpback numbers were severely reduced by the 1980s. Thanks to conservation efforts, they've since recovered, but ships and fishing gear remain a threat. Like the much larger blue whale, they really are stunning, friendly social creatures, and one of the world's real gentle giants. Here's just one more reason why. This video was captured in 2018. The humpback whale in the footage is purportedly protecting a snorkeler from a nearby tiger shark. Truly unbelievable.
There's a big tiger shark up there.
Yeah?
Yeah, right there. Sorry, I love you too. I love you too, I do. I love you.
Introducing the largest fish in the sea, the creature that really springs to mind when we think about gentle giants. Whale sharks can grow to about the size of a school bus. And with their colossal mouths, everything in the ocean counts itself lucky. These big beasts really only eat plankton and small fish. Every year in March or April, large numbers of whale sharks migrate here, Australia's Ningaloo Reef, providing us with a unique insight into the true scale of these animals. They're thought to migrate huge distances, swimming at average speeds of just 3 miles per hour. Whale sharks like warm water, hence the migration. One was recorded traveling 13,000 kilometers in one direction over the course of 3 years. As a result, they can be found in most tropical environments. One of the most popular places on Earth to see these creatures in their natural habitat is Baja California, where the temperature is just about right and the food supply is good too. Like their basking shark cousins, these docile fish are filter feeders. This footage was captured in the middle of a sardine bait ball. Whale sharks have teeth but can neither bite nor chew. As they glide through the water, they instead process more than 6,000 liters per hour, sucking in tiny creatures as they move. For a variety of reasons, like many shark species, whale sharks are endangered. It's believed mothers give birth to hundreds of live young, but only around 10% or less make it to maturity. Those that do survive aren't able to reproduce for a quarter of a century. In some parts of the world, they're still hunted, and their numbers have dwindled for quite some time. I think we can all agree this awesome animal is not something we want to see disappear for good. The three gentle giants we've discussed today are just three animals in seas that provide a home for hundreds of thousands of species. But the blue whale, the humpback, and the whale shark are particularly impressive and well known. One question that doesn't often get answered is why animals like this are able to grow so large. Well, the obvious answer is that there's an abundance of food in the ocean, but there's more to it than that. Terrestrial animals, even the large ones, are restricted by gravity and what their skeletons can hold up. That is not a problem under the sea. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Deep Blue Discovery. We'll be back next week showcasing more incredible creatures.